Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Thunderstorms riding solo tonight. Adoree Jackson has re-signed with the New York Football Giants to a 1-year deal. This was a deal that everybody's kind of been clamoring over all off season, because considering that how shallow of a veteran presence is the back safety room and cornerback room that the New York Football Giants have had this off season, and it was just obviously at a matter of time. It just seemed like both the player and the team were just playing chicken, and the Giants were kept keeping on banking on one of these younger guys to make a role for themselves, making a name for themselves to be that second cornerback next to Deontay Banks. Obviously, we saw throughout training camp, in the games, and highlights basically every day. Malik Neighbors was torching one of them, or we saw Garrett Wilson torch another one, or it's been going on all off season. Um, so even yesterday, Joe Shane, 2 days ago, I apologize. Joe Shane said he had complete faith in this team. We all know that he has to say that, but we all know that's a bold-faced lie at this point. Um, as you can see, they it started early this morning. Jordan Schultz reported that they were meeting with Adoree today and get the physical and everything else, and then 8 hours later, the deal was done. So, little background with Adoree: he was like, he's been in the league for 7 years. He's been on the Giants the last three. They tried to experiment him at slot. It just didn't really work. It wasn't. He looked uncomfortable, and then once they put him back in the regular corner spot, he played fine. Yeah, Dory's problem is he can never stay healthy. He hasn't stayed healthy in the 3 years he's been a New York Giant. Unfortunately, I will bring up his pro football reference. As you can see, he let me get my glasses back on. As you can see, Adoree. As you can see, sorry about that. With Adoree, he played 13 games in 2021. He played 10 games in 2022, and then 14 games in last previous season. Thing with Adoree is he's not a stats guy, as you can see with all the stats, but he is a stable veteran that you will know at the end of the day he's going to be making the right plays, and the stats might not always be there, but you can always rely on him for being that savvy vet. I'm hoping that with the Bowden defense, that it is a little bit more of a zone style of a defense, that he's going to be able to be use his head and his savvy veteran skills to make more plays. That would be the ideal hope for that, to say the least. So, as you can see, I think my biggest thing with Adoree, and I think that's why the Giants waited so long to obviously sign him, was because of the health issues that he's had throughout his whole career, and especially with the Giants the last 3 seasons. So, um, they know that at this point in the time they're not going to get the best investment out of any other player. They know Adoree knows the system because he missed them by a year as the DC, but Bowen was around in the Tennessee system while he was down there, and just seems to he knows the area, he knows the facilities, he knows everything. So that seems to be a plus, you know what I mean? And let me get a Darius Slayton said a crazy thing today. Let me get it up. Darius Slayton. Hold on, let me see. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me build that up. Darius Slayton today made an interesting tweet today, and you can just tell he was a captain last year. You can just tell how much the players enjoyed his leadership and liked him on the team. By the way, he retweeted Talking Giants. You all know that they are my boys. He said, this is the single best thing I've read so far in 2024. Obviously, that's hyperbole, but honestly, you could just tell how much of a presence he was in the locker room the last couple of years. And everything else goes to show you just like he was a very key contributor to the team the last couple of years, and the team's going to be happy for him to be coming back. So, in that regard, that's awesome. The other regard is he's going to be that savvy veteran in the cornerback room, which was desperately needed. And let's face it, the Giants secondary could still possibly be barbecue chicken week in, week out. But I think now with the savvy vet, we can easily sort of breathe a little bit easier because we have that guy to control the tempo, understanding, help you, the younger guys realize what is going on in this league. Because let's face it, Drew Phillips, Hawkins, even Nick McLeod at certain points, Cordell Flott, all these guys are young and unproven. So they're gonna have their even Deontay Banks is completely unproven to not to the degree of the other guys that I've mentioned, but to the degree of like, all right, we still don't know really what to expect in year two of the Banks's career because let's face it, we're banking on him to be the number one corner. And he's had moments last year that, okay, we can see that. And other moments he had rookie moments. And it's just like, oh boy, this is going to be a lot tougher than we all expect. So if he could play like he did in 2022 and 2021, that would be great. For whatever reason, last year he just didn't have it. The whole team was weird last year, which we've hammered home for so much of the offseason. And let's hope with the brand new DC, everything is revitalized and he is able to be the CB2 and not have to be forced to being the CB1 because Deontay Banks just for whatever reason has a sophomore slump. With that being said, I really hope this pans out, obviously, but hopefully we have the Adoree from 2 years ago. I'm not expecting him to stay healthy because as you saw with the Pro Football Reference sheet, he has missed games every season so far with the Giants. So I think at the moment it's really as much as we could possibly get at Adoree would be great for us. And hopefully one of the younger guys steps up. Like let's just call a spade a spade. Hopefully one of these guys steps up halfway through the season, and we are excited for those guys to step up. And then if Adoree is back next year, I can't really see that happening again, especially on how long it took him to be re-signed by us this year. But hey, I'm open to whatever if he's performing. But um, I'm not happy. I'm not pissed at this move. I'm very lukewarm. Obviously, whenever you make a move a week before the season starts, especially a savvy vet, you're gonna be happy that you get some veteran presence. But we saw last year that the trend was starting to go dip a bit. Hopefully, that was just a one season outlier, and he helps us out as soon as possible. So, with that being said, I hope everybody has a fun weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Be sure to be safe, Uber, Lyft, do all that other fun stuff. Be sure to check us out on TNL_MYG for all your fun New York Football Giants news, comedy wise or serious like tonight. All right, guys, have a good weekend. Peace.